So, I have a interesting game for us to have a look at today. This is called a Dot.Light, and it has been on my list of games to cover for a little while now, because I felt I wanted to let it simmer for a little bit and settle in. And now we're going to have a look at it today. If there is a dog in my neighborhood that has finally stopped barking. So, the game, let's have a look at its webpage. It describes itself as a tactical roguelike where color theory dictates combat. I'm not quite sure why you would call it a roguelike. I suppose you do level up, but I mean, yeah, roguelikes are an interesting claim to make. A lot of people like them, which is why a lot of people like to claim them. But to me, it always means that if you die and the game is difficult, so you are guaranteed to die, your upgrades and things carry through to, you kind of restart, so your next attempt is more powered. I mean, that to me seems to be what a roguelike is about. Am I wrong there? I'm not sure. But this, I think, if you ultimately die, you don't get to keep your upgrades through to your next attempt at the game. I think they're all cleared. But we'll have a look at that. There's that dog again. Anyway, we will forge ahead through it, I think. And just I always forget to mute my phone. Really professional at this. Okay, so I'm not going to read through all of this. I do recommend coming to the page and having a quick look, but it essentially is saying you have these colored dots. They affect each other based on the colors and based on various upgrades that you get. The important bit is that it's a relaxing yet strategic experience, and that is exactly what it is. And if that's what you're looking for, I think this is the game to go for. And he also says he would love brutal feedback on my first indie game. If this is your first game, that's damn good going. I can only assume you have assisted with or worked on other games, because the quality of this game is very, very high for a free game. It is a chunky list of tags, including Rouge-Light and Rouge-like, to catch those misspellings, which always amuses me to see. The genre claims to be strategy, which I suppose is right. It also has an impressive list of languages. All in all, I am very impressed, and I hope you guys will be as well once we step into it to have a look. Unfortunately, what it doesn't have are options for sound, although I suppose muting the browser covers that. But it would be nice to have some kind of music and things like that you can turn on or off in game. And also, it doesn't have a maximize to the screen option, which would be nice, but we can step into it. And we are given a little introductory message, and I think what we will do is hit F11 to maximize the browser window, because that will help fit the game into the screen. Just check that we are in fact still recording. Hopefully we are. Yes. Right, so this is our gameplay page, our battle environment. On the left we have just the ability to change languages there. The number of turns we have for this kind of screen, this battle page. We have 6 turns to try and empty out enough dots to get our stage goal score up to the top. We have our energy level. This is like our XP. As that climbs up, we get more abilities and things that we can actually spend our energy level on, which changes the game in sort of interesting ways. On the right here we have the stage goal, like I said. This is the refresh point. If we get it up to there, it kind of reloads the page. Our upgrades get put in here, certain kinds of upgrades. We also have other kinds of upgrades that go in there. And there's our score and the information about the stage goal. So, the way the gameplay works is we click on one of these dots and it will destroy all of the dots around it that have the same color, and the more you get, the more destroying we do, the better. These dots give us more points when we click on them. That's what the circly thing means, and these dots are bombs that detonate the dots nearby. Yeah, I think that's it. If you hover over the dot, it tells you that the analogous colors are yellow and blue. Not quite sure exactly how that affects things. Hopefully we can figure that out as we go along. But yeah, so we're going to click on one of the bombs, and hopefully that will trigger the dot clearing in those directions as well. So that seems to be the most strategic choice. Yes, so we've got a whole bunch of dots gone there. We didn't quite make it to the refresh point, but we've only used one turn and we're almost there. So I mean, I think that's done really well. Those bombs don't seem to be helping much. But if we click on that, well, this one, we should get that bonus to our score as well. So let's click on you. And that has hit our refresh point, and we leveled up. So this is a nice level up. It means that when we click on a dot, the dots to the left and right and to the top and bottom of that dot also get clicked. So I mean, that's a hell of a good start. So we choose that. You can see now our sort of cursor illuminates the dots that we will also get, which is really helpful. So where's a good place to click? I want to try and get this bomb and this red dot. So, and if we do this, we get this red dot down there as well. So this seems like a good one to go for. We should get a good energy chunk from that. So we click that. Yeah, the sort of chain reactions there, got a whole bunch. We have we actually, no, we've got 49. We've almost finished the level, but we did level up again. Almost finished the stage, I mean. And we get a choice of upgrades here. We can get 3 more returns, which I don't think we'll need because we're almost at the edge there. We get this, which will make bombs detonate a couple more blocks on either side of them, which we like. And we get a more complicated choice here. After refresh, +5 power points on the board. So I think the power points are the dots with the little circles spinning around them, which give us more energy. So I mean, that's a nice one, but I like detonating the bombs because it just means more dots get cleared. So I think the earlier we get this, the better. So I'm going to go for the hot pepper. And we need to choose something that is going to get us a lot. I think let's go with that. And we got a big chunk of the board there. Only 23, but it's not bad. Alright, so we have finished the stage. We go into the next stage. We get an extra turn, and we get a +2 board size increase for the next stage, which is awesome. That's more to play with. So in the next stage, I think we keep those 2 upgrades, and we don't have any upgrades there yet. So next stage, no, it just says the difficulty will increase into the next stage. So this is a little bit more difficult because you've got to get this far, and it calls it a boss stage. I mean, great. Doesn't seem too bossy to me. So I think this is a good place to click because we will get that PowerPoint, a nice little row of pink there, and this bomb, which I suppose won't do much if we click there, but that's fine. Let's do that one anyway. And we got a nice chunk around there, and we leveled up, which is nice. Now this says +2 score to all dots, +1 score to all dots permanently when it's removed. I don't know what removes these. There might be other abilities later that do it. But I like the idea that it sort of gives us extra score permanently, even when it's removed. So let's go with that, and we'll keep an eye on it and see if there's something that removes it. For now, let's have a look at these lads. Oh, we're going to get the pink there. I'm not sure about it, but I want to get that PowerPoint and that bomb. That was pretty good. We're down to 5 turns. Let's get you. Oh, and we got our refresh. And now this is interesting because we get these crosses that form, but no PowerPoints or bombs. So that's interesting. Well, now the question is, what do we click on to trigger as much as we can? I would say let's get this blue, because we'll get the purple, we'll get the green, and we'll get this yellow, and that'll clear out a nice chunk of space here. I think that went quite well. Ah, it finished us the level, and we leveled up. +1 total turns. Do you think this means like for every level? Maybe that is pretty good. Add 3 points to the PowerPoints. That's not bad. Each click adds 1 score to all remaining dots. After refresh, reset. I don't know what reset means. See, that's a question. I'm going to go with the +1 total turns, because that'll keep us going a little bit longer. So, right hand. Okay. Oh, we didn't quite finish the stage. I think we can just hit this blue here. This should get us over the edge. Yeah. Okay, and now this is the interesting thing, because you see this is -1 energy level, so we're actually spending our XP levels, which doesn't really seem to have any consequences that I've noticed. But let's have a look. So we have cold stream. After refresh, choose 5 rows and turn random consecutive dots into blue. Which is interesting. I'm not sure what random consecutive dots means. Maple leaf. For every 3 red dots cleared this turn, 1 random dot is converted to bomb. So you don't want this if you want something that turns a lot of dots blue, because that will reduce your red dots. So, you know, those two would not assist each other. But if you had another one that gave you extra red dots, that might be amazing. But it is 2 energy levels. Underscoring yellow dots have 100% chance to convert all adjacent colder dots to yellow colder dots. So yeah, so when you click on a row of yellow, they make more yellow, presumably after they've scored. So you'll just end up with just more yellow that you would then have to click. So that wouldn't save your turn per se, but it would potentially increase the power of the next click, I guess. But again, that's 2 energy levels. Let's go with the cold stream. So after refresh, random consecutive dots into blue. So we get that, confirm exchange, and then we didn't have to take any of them, but we spent a point on 1. Next stage. Right. Oh, okay, so that actually triggers on the first step of the stage, because I saw more dots turning blue there. So, and we do have a lot of PowerPoints and 3 bombs, so not too many. But we can trigger that bomb, so that'll be quite nice, because it'll probably get that PowerPoint. There's pink here. We want something to trigger these So if we trigger this blue, it's only going to go that far, but if we do this, we get a lot. So I'm going to do this one. And we got a nice big chunk of points. We hit our first refresh marker. We leveled up again. Did we lose our hand thing? I think that might be the consequence of spending the energy points, is that you... So, I mean, if we spent down to 2, that would be gone. See, that's interesting. That's interesting. This one's nice because it boosts your bombs, but after refresh it drops it to +4, and then presumably after the next refresh it's +2, and eventually it'll go away. Let's go with the extra power points. And our cold stream, which I assume we don't lose ever, is still sitting there giving us the extra blues. So, oh dog, go away. Let's connect these 2 sets of blues here. Nice big chunk of the board gone. We didn't quite level. We did hit the next refresh point though, so that's nice. And we got all our blues back. Oh, so that one will connect all of those and all of these. So we definitely want to trigger this. I think if we do the dot here, we get a lot of connected dots. It's a pity one of these isn't a bomb. Still. Let's hit you. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Finish the level. See, this is interesting. But it doesn't help us because we have gone blue with the cold. So we've gone on the cool side of things, and this is on the hot side of things. I still like it, but... range returns this stage. You see, that one's not so good because I think that goes away in the next stage. But here we have even more points for our power points, which we like because we have a lot of power points. We're going through the next stage, so we get an extra turn and more board size. What are you? Now, why are you up there as opposed to there or there? That I don't quite understand. I don't remember when we got that. Anyway, so here again we have our wonderful collection of blue dots. Hopefully we'll get some blue boosting skills at some point. There is a lot happening here. If I hit you, no, we don't get any of the things that I want. This one looks pretty good because we get a lot of blue and we get all of that red as well. Unfortunately, we can't connect our 2 blue swarms here because it's just broken here. It would be nice to get that and that, but we do have something we can click on when we get there. So yeah, let's hit you. Should we go down there? We get the bomb, so that will get a lot of stuff. So let's hit you. A couple of bombs. Okay, that's a nice chunk. Only level this up to half, but we did hit our next refresh point. Oh, we did actually level. We routed around the level. That's a nice little booster to our score. That's the half thing. I mean, do we keep that? Does that refresh back to 8 at the beginning of the next stage? Let's find out. So you see this is +8, but there's no more bombs on the screen. But what I want to see is, once we finish this level, does that go back to 8 for the next one? So let's pop you, because I think we get at least 3 of these power points and all of that blue. Yeah. but it didn't get us to the refresh. But we do have 6 turns left. Which brings a question: is there? I mean, assuming all the things that we've chosen, is there actually the ability to make a map unwinnable? I mean, even if we manage to use the turns and clear all of the dots, would, you know, is there a map where it won't get us to our next refresh if we don't have enough sort of score boosting? That's a question. It's an interesting question. Alright. Let's get this lad. Didn't help much. See. It's getting a little bit tight there. Oh, only 2 turns left, but we're right on the edge of it. But that's assuming our next one's going to go well, which is an assumption I don't know we can afford. Oh, last turn. We have to make at least 6 points in that turn. It's the only chain I see. Okay, so we've hit the refresh. But we've run out of turns before reaching the stage goal. Alright, so that is the end of that game. Let's click exit. Restart game. So the roguelike is not about between games. It hasn't carried our upgrades and things through, but it is within the game. So yeah, depending on your definition of roguelike, potentially not so much. Yeah, so that is the gameplay. As you can see, it is quite an interesting and fascinating game. I do heartily recommend it. In fact, I think this is probably in my top 10 of games that I've done so far on this channel that I suggest you come and have a look at. A couple of criticisms. Again, it's a roguelike thing, but that's like a personal definitional thing. I'm not sure if I'm right there, so I don't know, keep using the term. I think and I don't know how to solve this, but I think the descriptions of the abilities and things like that are not quite clear enough. There is an awful lot of I don't know what this will do without kind of trying it out and sort of seeing if I can see, figuring out comparison to what else is going on. There's a lot of cross-interfering things. I don't know, describe them differently, be more wordy. That might turn people off because there's too many words, but it is an issue. So the mechanisms are complex and not particularly well explained, I feel, but I don't think that really matters much because you're just going to click the dots and go as far as you can, and it's clear enough that you can get somewhere further, which I think works in essence for a given value of working. So, but I would like to understand the game mechanisms a bit better, especially the thing where it says the analogous colors are green and purple. What does that mean? Does it, because it doesn't affect the greens or the purples which are around it. Is that only relevant to abilities that use it? I didn't see any of the abilities referencing the analogous colors. The dev did say he's all into sort of color theory and that kind of thing, which is fantastic. So maybe it's just a color theory comment, but I don't know. It's strange. It's very strange. But either way, I like it. I think this is a very good looking game. Considering its simplicity, it's just dots on a grey background, but because of the colours and the way the colours work and the flashing and things like that, very, very good looking. So yeah, link in the description. Please come play this game. It is well worth it. Give the dev some love. Give him whatever brutal criticisms you feel he needs. Don't be rude to him. Likewise, if you like this video, click the like. If you want to see more Itchio games reviewed, hopefully games with this level of quality, or non-Itchio games played, because we play Minecraft, we play Time Guesser, we're looking at getting some other games included in the mix. hit the subscribe button and the bell because YouTube. And yeah, leave me some comments too. Same thing, polite but brutal. If you don't like what I'm doing or you do like what I'm doing, tell me. If you want to tell me what you had for lunch today, tell me that. I don't care. Just comment on the video because I like to hear from people. I'm not just yelling into the void. Thank you to those who have commented on my videos. It is greatly appreciated. That's all for this episode. Thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next episode because there's going to be more stuff coming.